Welcome to the Corner Store Talk podcast. My name is Billy Fillmore. I am your host. Today's guest, we have Carel Mukongo, CEO of Mukongo Incorporated and stock market specialist. So, Carel.
Thanks for having me, man. What's going on? It's your boy, My Jiggy. Most of you know me as My Jiggy or Carel Mukongo. As my boy said, I'm a stock market specialist, CEO of Mukongo Inc.
So a little story time. Carel, we both went to University of Bridgeport. So I was a freshman when he was a senior. We both lived in the same hall, Barnum Home. So that's how we got to know each other a little bit. And yeah, so Carel graduated back in 2018, was it? 2018, because I was a freshman in 2018.
Yeah, 2018. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's been out
Yeah.
college for 2 years. So how was life after college? How did you feel when you graduated UB? When you got your diploma, how did it feel?
It felt like I was ready to jump into adulthood, to be honest with you, because I actually graduated early. That was my junior year, technically. I graduated a year early. You feel me? So I was like, I'm done with school. I'm tired of it. So I'm ready to start my real life and just attack it, full head on. You know what I'm saying? So don't get me wrong though, graduating is from university is a blessing, definitely a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Especially the environments we come from. Not everybody makes it that far to even just get a bachelor. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't make it to get an associate, so it's definitely a blessing. I'm not like taking away from that, but I was definitely the type of person I am. Once I hit a goal, I'm already thinking about the next one. It's a good and bad thing, but I was definitely like, I knew it was just a stepping stone in my life. You feel me?
Yeah. So next question. What inspired you to start Mukongo Incorporated? Is it Inc? What made you want to start selling cups? So these are the cups. These cups is fire.
You feel me?
From MukongoIncorporated.com. So
Yeah. So basically, with the cups, I started it first of all, what caused me to want to start selling cups. In the beginning, I knew I had to I knew I wanted my own business for sure. I just didn't know what I wanted to sell as far as a product or a service. So at first I thought about like shirts and like getting into a little bit of fashion, but I don't really feel hinted as I can be to have a good clothing business. And I also feel that the clothing world is a bit oversaturated, especially me being not from New York. The fashion is definitely one of the biggest fashion scenes, you know what I'm saying? So you good. So yeah, so as far as that, so I didn't really want to do fashion or clothing. So then I came up one day, I'm like, I seen I think it was one of the Migos, they had they styrofoam cups. And they had like a customized one, Migos or something creative. And I was like, yo, maybe I could do that, make like lit styrofoam cups and things like that. So I made the styrofoam cups like my sophomore year of college at UB. Only I customized it and everything, you know what I'm saying? At the time, styrofoam wasn't banned in the US yet. So I did that, and a few of my close friends were buying it, just out of support and things like that. But it wasn't moving like how my business moves now. So then the next following semester I came out with I said, you know what, let me make something for the girls, because girls do support businesses more than male counterparts for some weird reason. I don't know why. The girls just have support more. So I made the cups and I made them colorful too. There was BPA free, recyclable, so they weren't harming the environment. So I made those. They were like short cups, like royal blue, royal red, like shiny colors. You know what I'm saying? Had my these catchy catch. So each cup series I make, I have a funny catchphrase or something like that. So that was really enticing. And then after that, I seen people start posting on Snapchat, and that's why we say social media is a big tool as far as the business. I posted on Snapchat, all the people start hitting them up where you get that cup from. Next thing you know, I'm selling cups between classes, car, you know what I'm saying? Security thought I was a drug dealer or something, though, the amount of activity that was going on around my door and my car. So it just blew up from there. And then once I graduated from UB, my cup business slowed down because obviously I'm not in person on campus no more on the college scene. So now I had to revamp my entire business, see like, okay, what can I do for my cups to sell, but at the same time, to evolve as a person, become more social, go to more like social gathering, whether it be parties or fashion show, just get myself out there, networking basically, essentially. So I did that. Then I came out with last time I came out with those crazy, took over Queens. Did that. That was like my coming out party. That's when everybody knew what Mukongo Inc. was in Queens. And then this year, summer 2020, has been a full takeover. I did everything more proper. Everything was a lot of planning, video shoots, photo shoots. You know what I'm saying? revamped the website. I'm shipping to all states and other countries even, you know what I'm saying? So now, it's up from here.
Um, what
Yeah.
motivates you?
What motivates me? I mean, a lot of things motivate me, but motivation, I don't really believe in motivation. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody can be motivated, but what keeps you motivated is like probably the better question. So as far as me, I have my why I do certain things, why I wake up, why I go so hard for my business, why I go so hard in the stock market, things of that nature. Those are my whys. So as far as my whys, that's I was born in the Democratic Republic of Congo. You know what I'm saying? That's a very poor country financially, but rich as far as our souls. You know what I'm saying? So we're people that we're rich in soul. You know what I'm saying? But we don't have a lot of money where we come from. So when I go back home, or I'm talking to people back home, my family members, my grandma, and I understand the type of conditions they're living. Basically, about back in like 2017, like my sophomore year in college, I taught myself stocks, and I started investing in the stock market. It was pretty slow at first. You know what I'm saying? Made a lot of mistakes. Definitely lost a good amount of money. Then later on, as I developed and got more mature and learned different tactics in the stock market, I eventually grew my portfolio to over 5 figures. So it definitely has grown tremendously, and I'm soon, hopefully by this year, maybe early next year, I can hit that 6 figure mark. But it's definitely growing. So as far as that all started off in 2017. This year was even last year. We all know people never respect things when they're free. You know what I'm saying? So this year I started charging people $20, and then it gradually started growing. I would get like maybe 3 or 4 calls a week. Then out of nowhere, it started blowing up. I would be getting like 5 calls a day, and then I had my friend Ruby from Lavish Ruby. She shouted me out, and then it just blew up from there, and it became a full scale business, another source of income. And I started charging people $60 for these call sessions where I teach people stocks. Also, not just stocks, as far as like the different tactics in stocks. So like options trading, dividend investing, index fund investing, you know what I'm saying? Long-term investing, different tactics within the stock market.
So can you just tell the audience like just one thing about the stock market? So was it stock option? Just talk a little bit about that.
So with stock options, it's quite interesting. So most people know about buying shares of full stock, but with options, you're not buying full share, you're buying contracts. And essentially, it's like you're placing a bet on the price of a stock. Be 121 by next week Friday, I can buy a contract for it to hit 121. And as that price I paid, I own that contract. Now, as Apple's price gets closer and closer to 121, my contract will also grow at a certain rate. Let's say if I buy it for $40, a $40 contract, it'll go up to 45, 50 as Apple's share price increases. And once it hit that strike price of 121, my contract will grow at a faster rate. Because remember, it's not like buying full shares where you're holding on to them indefinitely. You're buying these contracts, and also other people are trying to buy the contract that you own. So basically, if you sell it at a certain price, the other person buys at the price you sell it for. So it's kind of like a game of hot potato, you know what I'm saying, with money involved. But it's still not. It's still not it's still not something you should view as gambling. It's still an investment. You still got to do. Definitely got to do a good amount of research. Whether it's crunching numbers, looking at stats, reading graphs. You know what I'm saying. Everybody has their own research tactic. But options is definitely quite a beauty if you can master it.
So what app would you recommend people to use for stock market?
As far as stock market, it varies. That definitely individual. Me personally, I use Robinhood, Webull, and M1 Finance. All three of them. Now, I promote Robinhood the most because that's the one that's geared towards beginners. Because the Robinhood platform looks more like a social media platform rather than it does a brokerage account.
What advice would you give to someone that's interested in learning about the stock market?
The advice I would give to someone that's interested about learning about the stock market, I would have to say the quote Warren Buffett said, the stock market is where the impatient give money to the patient. So if you're impatient, emotional, super anxious, super stressed out person, I'd recommend you stay away from the stock market. It's not a game. It's not the stock market is not your friend. It's not the casino in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? This is actually investing. It is something you have to care about. You can't just throw your money in there and expect to flip it. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, go deal with a a stock market analyst for you and just pay him to be in charge of your money. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to be in charge of your own money, make your own financial decisions, definitely into it and make sure you learn it, or come learn from me. You know what I'm saying?
So, as the podcast is coming to an end, do you have any other anything else to say to the viewers?
Yeah, I would just say definitely feel free for you guys to check out my Instagram page. I have on my cup business in my bio, and also articles. Um Also, that's where people can book me for stock market call sessions as well. And most importantly, stay tuned for this podcast. I like what you're doing. When you told me you was making a podcast, I was OD hype. I feel there's something that definitely suits you. So it's cool to see that I'm here at the start of it. I can't wait to see where you are a year, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. I definitely want to come back and tell people how far you've grown too.
Appreciate you. So, what are 3 goals you have for the remainder of 2020?
3 goals that I have for Rainer 2020. Let me see. What are some I don't mind to do? So as far as like the internet, like anybody can just sign on the app, make a fake account and talk bad about you. Is like, it's not respected. Even if they are talking from their account. One thing you always got to remember is, does this comment affect the way I'm going to sleep? Does it affect any of my income, or does it affect my family? If there's no to any of those, it does not matter. You know what I'm saying? People could write a MLA format in my comments and I won't respond. You know what I'm saying? I might even like it. So I'm not really someone you can get under the skin at all, to be honest with you. And one more thing, you always see, you ever see it on the Natural Geographic, how the wolves will howl at the moon?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen that? So you see how the wolves, sometimes they'll just howl at the moon all night, right?
Mm.
Have you ever seen the moon howl back at a wolf?
Nope.
Because the moon is up there on everything.
That's fire. So the podcast is coming to an end. Follow. You want to say your Instagram?
Oh
Mukongo.
yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. But Instagram, and that's about it, man. Stay jiggy.
Right. So the podcast is coming to an end. I want to thank Carel for coming onto the podcast, and yeah, subscribe,
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
like and subscribe, and follow the Instagram Cornerstone Talk _podcast. Thank you.